Are you concerned about getting the coronavirus? It is March 27th, and in Seattle, we are being asked to stay at home, as many of us are in the rest of the country. And while we're being told that it's going to be about 2 weeks, in studying the epidemiology of this and knowing about past pandemics, it's more likely going to be a couple of months at least. And even when we do get back into society, we're going to have to be very careful. So that's the bad news. But the good news is that I have found some amazing ways to keep ourselves relatively safe. I can't make any promises, but it's about lowering your risk. And I'm excited to share them with you. I'm Dr. Tina, Holistic Brain Health Practitioner at LifeLong EnerJoy. I have a background in epidemiology as well as neuroscience, and I'm a Holistic Brain Health Practitioner. So, what I've learned about this virus, and I've been studying it passionately ever since the outbreak has happened, is that we understand, our current understanding, and this information is always evolving, but that the coronaviruses tend to replicate in your mucous membranes. Now, where's that? That's in your eyes, your nose, and your mouth, right? And they replicate there for quite a few days, maybe, usually it's about 5, but it can be between 2 and 14. That's the current estimate, before they start to descend into the lungs, and that's where they create the real problems, and then you start to feel the symptoms. Now, that gives you some time. It doesn't mean that we should be lax about it. We should be very vigilant about getting the virus off of us as soon as possible, or assuming that we have virus on us and cleaning as much as possible. But one thing that we do want to think about is washing out not just our hands, but when we get home, washing our face. And if we want to get even more vigilant, if we're more worried about it, we can even wash our hair or do a full shower if we feel the need to. But the other thing that isn't mentioned, and I'd really like to see it mentioned, is the idea of washing out your mucous membranes with a neti pot, right? So with a neti pot, you can buy this in a standard drugstore. You fill it with water and you add a saline rinse, and then you do this over the sink, but you're rinsing out each nostril individually, and then you want to gargle in the back of your throat, okay? And rinse that out. Now, again, we make no guarantees, but what it does is it helps to wash out at least some of the virus that hasn't attached, and that should be able to lower your risk, or maybe reduce the infectivity or the impact of this pathogen. So any kind of wash you do should be useful. I'd also use a saline rinse as well. So saline solution in your eyes. Now, these again are just washing things out, but I don't think that they are as good as the next tip I'm about ready to give you. I'm super excited about something that I learned from Dr. Klinghardt, who's a prominent naturopath in Woodinville, and it's called Hypochlorous Acid, HCl. Now, what's wonderful about HCl is that it's made by our white blood cells to kill pathogens. And it kills a huge variety of pathogens, including the coronavirus. We don't know it yet if it kills COVID-19, but even hospitals in China are using it, okay? So it's widely accepted. Dr. Klinghardt's office infuses this HCl throughout their office, and they feel like they have the safest office in the country because of it. So I'm a big fan. In looking at it, I've just seen nonstop accolades for it. It does reduce the infectivity of viruses by something like 99.99%, right? So again, we don't know if it kills COVID-19, but I'm imagining that at least it reduces the infectivity, and probably by quite a bit. Okay, so it's about stacking the cards in your favor, right? So this HCl, you want to get a purified form, and the Briotech is the only company that I personally know of that sells a purified form, okay? And I'll make sure I'll include a link below. Now, the HCl, this form of HCl, you can actually spray this to disinfect, spray it in your eyeballs to disinfect your eyes. You can spray it up your nose, up your nostril, and you can spray it in your mouth. So every time you go out, like when I go to the grocery store, I'm spraying it all over my face, in my eyes, nose, and mouth as well, and on my hands to disinfect. I even spray it on my hair because I've read that the virus can last in the air for up to 3 days. So that's a great way to disinfect your skin and your face whenever you have to go out. The other thing that I think would be good to do is you want to disinfect objects as well, objects that you come in contact with. And so like when we're grocery shopping, when we get home, we want to kind of disinfect everything as we bring it into the house. There's a fantastic video that I will include below by Dr. Jeffrey Van Wingham, who teaches the sterile technique. And he teaches basically how doctors keep everything sterile. It's a fantastic video. And so he shows how to do this with grocery shopping. But he's using more conventional cleaners. And we can do this much more easily with HCl. Now, there's a much cheaper form of HCl that you can buy through this company called Force of Nature. Okay, Force of Nature, sorry. And what you do is you fill it up, this is an electrolyzer, and you fill it up with water, and then they give you these tubes of salt and vinegar and water, and you pour it in, and then you turn it on, right? Right now I don't have any solution in here, but it starts to fizzle over 9 minutes. It's electrolyzing it. So what it's doing is it's creating from salt and water, it's creating HCl and another product to help. So you make that as a cleaner, okay? And so then you transfer it into a bottle. It lasts for 2 weeks, and you can spray just about everything with it. And the nice thing is you spray your hands, and it's totally non-toxic. It's very biocompatible, right? It wouldn't spray it in your mucous membranes, but you can definitely spray it on your hands and not have to worry too much about it. They even recommend spraying your toothbrush. You can wash your fruit and vegetables with it. You can spray it on a towel and wipe down your iPhone, all kinds of things, your keys and so forth. So you can use this to disinfect your groceries as you come into your house. Yeah, your grocery bag, everything that you bring in, whether it's a package or whether it's your groceries. So, and another thing is you want to disinfect your clothes, right? Especially the clothes that you wear on the outside, like your jacket. So I disinfect my jacket and hang it on a hanger, and I don't have to worry about it anymore. So I love this Force of Nature. It makes cleaning so easy. There's no suds. You don't have to worry about rinsing things off. You can just spray and leave it alone. Although if it's like on a metal surface, you want to wipe it down just because it doesn't dry very well. But super easy cleaning, and it actually ends up being cheaper than most conventional cleaners after you buy the initial electrolyzer. So that's even better. So I'm going to leave a link below. So excited about these products. They're so biocompatible. There's no fragrances. It just smells like saline solution. So anyways, I hope these recommendations are useful to you. I think it's going to make the whole disinfecting idea just a lot easier to handle. And if you want to have any more information about stacking the deck in your favor for the coronavirus, please sign up a newsletter at LifeLongEnerJoy.com. I'm a firm believer that while we don't know how to ultimately survive this, because some people do well and some people don't, we do have a lot of really great hints. And, based on, pre-existing conditions, but also based on what we know about nutrition, what we know about antiviral strategies, and so much more. And while not a lot of research has been done in COVID-19, a lot has been done in a lot of other pathogens. So it's great to use that information to stack the deck in your favor. All right. So go ahead and sign up for my newsletter if you haven't already. I'm excited to be sharing what I know with you. And if you have any questions or you actually get it, feel free to contact me, and I can help you out for sure. All right. So if you like what I have to share, please share it with your friends, and I look forward to working with you further. Stay safe, stay healthy, and go ahead and use HCl and those awesome techniques, and you'll be stacking the deck in your favor. Take care.